Today I'm going to be saying I can do the Looney Tunes Scooby-Doo crossover. And Scooby-Doo do similar things to each other, but Scooby-Doo being a plain cartoon cell, or Looney Tunes are a Squats and Shuts cartoon cell. Scooby-Doo and the Looney Tunes have crossed over with everyone, so it would be good them crossing over with each other specifically. Scooby-Doo is Hanna-Barbera's mascot, which is a big part of Warner Bros., as the Looney Tunes are Warner Bros. Mascots in general. Scooby-Doo acts like a human, but him still being the pet dog of someone, and while the Looney Tunes act like humans in their usual lives, as in them not being anyone's pets. So it would be good you exploring that and you doing some jokes about that you showing the differences between the cartoon animals, with there being different kinds of cartoon animals, with some that are cartoon versions of real life animals like pets, and some cartoon animals that act like humans but are animals. With you acknowledging the differences between them, and you also acknowledging how them being different from each other, because with these because of you acknowledging that Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck are actual cartoon characters because of them knowing them being cartoons, while Scooby-Doo, it was a cartoon pet because of him being based on a real life pet in the cartoon. It was him being a cartoon pet. And because of Scooby-Doo being more realistic than Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo being a different kind of cartoon animal by species, which is why him being able to talk, and it being because of him being raised as a pet, because of him having a human family, and him not doing cartoony things like the Looney Tunes. Which would be a good reason for why Scooby-Doo being able to talk in general, for the whole Scooby-Doo franchise. With it making sense for the franchise, and it also acknowledging it being such a long cartoon thing for the franchise. So acknowledging that Scooby-Doo and his friends are perfectly sane, and while the Looney Tunes are crazy, and with them being more good people than the Looney Tunes, and while the Looney Tunes are willing to go more far with it, are more likely to go overboard with some things, and with the Looney Tunes being crazy. With you also acknowledging the animal relationship them having with each other, with Scooby being a dog and Bugs Bunny being a bunny, with Scooby and Shaggy also stopping Elmer Fudd from hunting Bugs Bunny. And with Scooby not chasing Bugs Bunny, but he would chase Bugs Bunny's friends, and like Sylvester and Flaw. With him stopping Flaw and Sylvester from eating the mouses and Treaty. With Granny's dog, and him also hang out with Max and Sam the sheepdog, and helping Max beat up Foghorn Leghorn, and Sam the sheepdog stop Wily Wolf. Elmer Fudd would get Charlie Dog as a dog to try to help him and fight against Bugs Bunny, but then Scooby-Doo would make it that Charlie Dog is taken in by Bugs Bunny with Bonehead, and then both attacking Elmer Fudd. Scooby and Shaggy and the rest of the gang acknowledging that the Looney Tunes are cartoon characters, but then the Looney Tunes acknowledging that they're also cartoon characters, Scooby and the gang. It makes sense the Looney Tunes being real, not because of the crazy stuff the gang does, and because of there being similar things like in Scooby-Doo, like Scooby being a talking dog, and the Looney Tunes being real, like our monsters being real on occasion in Scooby-Doo, and the Looney Tunes shows just being based on the Looney Tunes, like they're being forms of Scooby-Doo media in Scooby-Doo, because of Velma opening a bookshop doing stories about the Scooby Gang, and because of her posting their mysteries on her website. Which she actually saw in the other Scooby-Doo movies like Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island and Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo would be scared of Elmer Fudd at first because of him having a shotgun, but in the end they wouldn't be scared because of them defending Bugs Bunny, and because him not being a monster or anything, so them just taking the shotgun from Elmer Fudd and hitting him in the head with it. Especially when them finding out him not being too bright. And at first, they would try to help Roadrunner get away from Wile E. Coyote, but then they would use Wile E. Coyote's own technology against him. But to trap Wile E. Coyote, Scooby and Shaggy would defeat Wile E. Coyote, and the Roadrunner would get away from Wile E. Coyote. Scooby-Doo would deal with the three bears, but then they would use and them also dealing with the abominable snowman, but then them using the abominable snowman to get rid of the she bears because of the abominable snowman and taking in the she bears as his pet. And the abominable snowman would say, "Hey, 3 little bears, I will hug them and squeeze them and name them George, as I love them very much." They would try to solve the mystery of Gossamer, the Mad, and the Witch, and would lead them to the Mad Scientist lab, with both of the Mad Scientists. Yes, but then they would find out that them being real monsters because of them being based on cartoon characters and because they were real monsters in Scooby-Doo before, which would lead up to them finding out that Marvin the Morrison is an alien, and then him not just pretending to be a Morrison. And then they would also manage to free Marvin the Morrison from being experimented on and by the 2 mad scientists. Then Marvin the Morrison would get revenge and on the mad scientist and both of the mad scientists and the witch and Gossamer, and by blowing them up with his technology and also blasting them with his blaster. Then Scooby-Doo and Saggy and the rest of the mystery solving gang would find out them needing to solve an actual mystery because of the Looney Tunes being haunted by someone and them needing to stop him. Or them needing to stop the monster from hunting the Looney Tunes characters is at their homes and at the Warner Brothers' studio. He would be as Scotch and such cartoon goes, but he would still be scary. So them needing the Looney Tunes help to fight against him, and the Looney Tunes needing Scooby-Doo's help to solve the mystery. So then after them managing to trap him with help from the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, the Looney Tunes would defeat him with their Scotch and such cartoon craziness. Yes, and Scooby-Doo and Saggy also getting in on the Scotch and such cartoon craziness to defeat the ghost, and then when they unmasked it turned out to be Yosemite Sam. Yosemite Sam doing it because he wanted to win the Looney Tunes, and so he can finally catch a Bugs Bunny, and so him scaring Bugs Bunny away from his home, to get revenge on him. Then they would also have some fun with Porky Pig, with them eating a lot, and with them both being scaredy cats. And Bugs Bunny would win against them for being more cartoony, and for him always winning, and for him being a more crazy cartoon, and with him being an indestructible Scotch and Such cartoon. And I already said in a previous video how this counts as a Christmas special, and how it having something to do with Christmas. And I have some other Christmas videos that are similar to this coming up, so stay tuned for that. You can see my videos for that. And I'll leave a link to all of these videos in the description down below in each one of the videos. But with them liking each other and still being friends in the end, and with them acknowledging how iconic Bugs Bunny is, and being a really known cartoon character, but then Bugs Bunny also acknowledging that Scooby-Doo is pretty damn good too, and him also being a well-known cartoon character. The ghost would be a ghost of a Scotch and Shreds as cartoon ghost, with him being so dangerous because of him doing all the craziness of a Scotch and Shreds cartoon and character, but it being scary like a ghost. And with the Scooby Gang doing this at a Christmas park, where them meeting up with the Looney Tunes, and with it turning out that the Santa there is the real Santa. And Pepe Le Pew would go after Velma and Daphne, but then Scooby-Doo would shove Pepe Le Pew's tail up his own nose, forcing him to breathe in his own stink. Then Shaggy and Scooby would eat a chili dog, and use their own stink against him. Then they would also deal with the Tasmanian Devil, going against him and him being unstoppable and crazy, but then they would also manage to get rid of the Tasmanian Devil by getting the Tasmanian Devil to go against Pepe Le Pew instead, and attacking him and trying to eat him instead. Bonding over the Tiny Toons and the Animaniacs and Freakazoid and Zingo Bell, because of them being their kids of their franchise, and with Scooby-Doo and Bugs Bunny also buying over them having kids so where they were kids, and with them doing this since they were kids, and with them also doing it until their teenage years, yes, and then keep doing it until afterwards, yes, and in the future, in their other shows, and in their modern show. Bugs Bunny would be at the park with Lola Bunny having a triple date, with Daffy being in with Tina Dog, and Porky Pig being with Petunia Pig. Cecil would try to ruin it for them, but then Scooby-Doo would stop Cecil. With you also during the gangsters is of Looney Tunes dressing up like Christmas monsters and haunting the park, like for them being able to rob a bank and to also scare people away from the park, but then and the Looney Tunes managing to stop them and with Scooby-Doo. Santa and the Christmas characters is with them and you with Santa fighting against them specifically and Santa defeating them, and all the Looney Tunes using their cartoon craziness to defeat them, and Scooby-Doo trapping them in the traps made by Fred. They would try to shoot them with their Tommy guns, but then the Looney Tunes would destroy their Tommy guns by blowing them up, then hit them in the head with their Tommy guns. And then they would give them a wedgie and use it to slingshot them away. Then they would also whip their asses with it, and then also literally kick them out of the park far away, possibly onto the moon, and then falling like a meteorite into jail. With him being Bugs Bunny's uncle there, to show the other members of their families, so you doing them bonding with their families at Christmas, and the whole togetherness of Christmas with them spending time with their friends and family at that time. You also showing Lola Bunny's parents, and them actually liking Bugs Bunny and glad that Lola is with him. And with Tina's parents, you're also showing that because of Tina's parents is why she's okay with Daffy being Daffy. You're also doing Porky's nephews and nieces to show him caring about them, and also to show him spending time with his family at Christmas, and to really show the togetherness of Christmas, and by showing him spending time with those friends and family members at this time. Also embracing it being Christmas and it being Scooby-Doo with the Looney Tunes, with you doing there being more than one ghost, with some of the ghosts being real and some of the ghosts being fake, like with you showing the craziness of it and you showing the cartoonness of it by doing it. So you having the best of both worlds and you never knowing if the ghost is going to be real or fake. So also, you're also doing the Scooby-Doo joke with the Looney Tunes craziness, is with there being a bunch of masks undid, and it being a bunch of other Looney Tunes characters, but then it turning out to be a Pacific Looney Tunes character, after them unmasking all of the masks under him. And it also being good, it being in Christmas, it being a magical time, it being a fun, helpful time, and with good things happening at Christmas because of some of the monsters being real, and the way them being real here, it would be in a Scratch and Stretch cartoon way. And you can also do, and it being a Christmas theme park, so you really playing off of the idea there, and you really taking advantage of the environment there, and the background there, and the side effects of it. So it being good because it going with the Christmas theme and the Scooby-Doo thing and the Looney Tunes theme. And it being a perfect place for there to be a monster at that time. With the next girls also being there, and with the girl Looney Tunes characters is hanging out and walking out with the Hex Girls and Jingle Bell. And with Tiny Toons and the Animaniacs being a big fan of them specifically. And with them also having Christmas there, and them being glad, them being at park at that time. And them being there because they were performing at the park, and them also being there because of them having some big fans at the park. With them drinking lots of eggnog with Scooby-Doo, and the Looney Tunes, and the Christmas characters like Santa and Krampus. With the Hex Girls even doing Christmas magic with their music to help them stop some of the monsters there, and also for performing with Santa, and also performing for Santa, and also for them doing the music at the theme park in general. With them interacting with Marvin the Martian, the two mad scientists, Gossamer and the Witch. It's with them personally getting them to help with defeating the other Christmas monsters. And with them making sure them enjoying in on the Christmas party, and with them also celebrating Christmas with them. You're also playing on the trouble of them both having something to do with horror and a cartoon franchise as iconic as Looney Tunes and Scooby-Doo. While the girl Looney is would be talking about fashion and their relationships with Daphne and Velma. And Daphne and Velma finding out them actually having a good relationship with their guys, right, and them being that, and them having someone as good as them. While the girl Looney Tunes characters would find out that their guys aren't so bad, and that they really should appreciate these guys because of them being so awesome. You doing a joke that the Scooby Gang and the Looney Tune characters is scared each other at the same time. I'm with dressing up as monsters, but then and them all getting scared by the actual monsters at the same time. I'm also scaring him. Then them getting scared because of him getting angry about it. With them dressing up like Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas, the Grinch, the Three Ghosts of Christmas is the Ghost of Scrooge, and Sunshine being a Santa for robots, and with Santa Claus being a Santa for monsters and doing Christmas for monsters. With them also finding out how Santa knows if you're awake or not is him just asking his robot. The monsters would use evil toys against Scooby-Doo, but then they would fight against them with good toys that are alive. And the one who's doing the monsters against them would be the Fire King and Ice Queen, and the monsters would be Gremlins, and Gnome on the shelves, Snow monsters, Elemental Dragons, and Wendigos. Would use the Christmas magic music to fight against them and to cause an avalanche and a walk slide to get rid of a bunch of them, and the Wendigo specifically. The Looney Tunes would do a bunch of explosions and trick the dragons into blowing it up with their elemental powers to get rid of them. Scooby-Doo would use every kind of traps and some hammers to get rid of the gremlins, and the traps would be made by Fred. Frosty the Snowman would get rid of the snow monsters with the Purple Plum Fairy, the Woke Gingerbread Man, and the Ninja Nutcrackers, and Mrs. Claus. And Santa and Krampus would work together to defeat the Fire King and Ice Queen. With Scooby-Doo and the Looney Tunes working together to stop the unknown accomplice, the patron saint of thieves. And Snow Misers would be fighting against each other at first during this crossover, but then they worked together with Jack Frost and Rin to defeat the Fire King and Ice Queen. And to also defeat the Frost Giants there, and the Elemental Monsters there. Then them enjoying the holiday theme park, like with the elves and Santa and the other Christmas characters. With them helping him with delivering the presents and the toy shop around the factory. And with them drinking hot chocolate and soda with Santa's reindeer, Rudolph the reindeer, and the Buzzweiser donkey. With them actually doing it as a competition and to drink the most hot chocolate, and with them drinking so much hot chocolate. With the real Santa and Christmas characters being there because the real Santa really does go to these things, and also because as them being there to see Scooby-Doo and the Looney Tunes because of his daughter being friends with the Looney Tunes and being a big fan of Scooby-Doo and the Hex Girl, so him doing it for her, and because of it them bonding and then finally seeing eye to eye with each other. With the relationship being fixed because as of her saying how awesome he is and her really appreciating him doing it for her. And because of her having a great Christmas because of it, and it being the best Christmas ever because of him. Mystery solving gang would also help Santa Claus's two sons and be okay with their sister dating Jack Frost and Jack Frost being their sister's boyfriend. Because of them knowing him being serious about her and him caring about her, him being willing to protect her and him willing to do anything for her. Jack Frost would have something to do with winter because of Santa Claus getting his magic from winter, and Jack Frost doing the snow for winter, and because as of Santa Claus's daughter, and then a Christmas character would be good. The other Christmas monsters would just be there to go against Santa and try to ruin Christmas and try to take it over, and to do their own terrible holiday instead. So that's why they were there and them needing to stop them, and it being good them stopping them, and because of them stopping them is why them saving Christmas. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy and the Looney Tunes characters would be terrified of Krampus at first because of him being the devil of Christmas and the opposite of Santa, but then Jingle Bell would show him actually being a good guy and a good uncle to Jingle Bell. And Shaggy and Scooby would help out Frosty the Snowman fix his relationship with his love interest, with them all having a snowball fight together, and you even doing a joke that the Looney Tunes and snow angels became actual snow angels, Frosty the Snowman and became alive like him too. You also doing the reason why Scooby-Doo loves Christmas so much, that is because of him also liking the food there, and because of it not being scary, and because of him already taking friendship and family seriously, him also liking the togetherness of Christmas. The Hex Girls and Jingle Bells band would play together, and it being in front of everyone, and then making sure it being especially good for Santa. Scooby-Doo and Christmas characters crossing over with the Looney Tunes characters makes it seem like them actually crossing over with Santa and Christmas is making it feel more like a Christmas vessel, and also showing the togetherness of Christmas. You also do them crossing over with the Christmas characters, and you covering in all your parts here. It being good for the Christmas part, and it also being good for the interactions between them. It also showing that some people are bad, but some people do deserve a second chance, and especially at Christmas, and Christmas is a time for second chances and redemption if they're willing to redeem themselves. Because if some of the bad guys turn good and helping them stop the other bad guys, and them celebrating Christmas with them, and if some of the bad guys staying bad, and them just plain defeating them in the end. And it really showing the difference between them, because the other bad guys were part of the other shows, or the bad guys that didn't turn good in the end were already Christmas bad guys, so it making sense them going against them specifically. The girl Looney Tunes characters, it shall celebrate by singing with the Hex Girls and Jingle Bells band, and then doing it for Santa, their boyfriends, and the Scooby Gang. With them also enjoying the theme park and stuffing themselves filled with food and candy canes, and Christmas cookies, and also them enjoying the Christmas gathering. And with Shaggy and Scooby and the Looney Tunes is cracking their nuts on the Ninja Nutcrackers, and them eating the World Gingerbread Men. And with them also doing Santa Paws being Santa for dogs, and him doing Christmas for animals in general. With them even doing a Christmas party and them celebrating Christmas together, and with them also having a Christmas dinner together. And with the movie ending with them all waking up to a fireplace, and them celebrating Christmas morning and together, opening their presents and enjoying Christmas together.